Michael DeSilvas. You know, we have a channel here. We kick it to you hot and we tell the truth about everything. This is what is really going on here at Harbor Square. I got an eviction notice this morning, an unlawful detainer notice, possession notice is what it says here. And the court date is at, if you want to come to the court, it's at the Hanover County District Civil Court. It is on the 23rd at 9 a.m. Not 9 p.m., but 9 a.m. See, it says 4/23rd. The notice was summoned, or was actually issued on April 5th to 2018. So they actually did this on April 5th. So like when you paid your rent, that's when she put this notice, when she went and had this done with the lawyer, or she went down there and did it herself at the courthouse. Had this put in motion. All right. And it says claim number, shows the apartment and everything right there. It's got her signature on here, the landlord's signature, that is. Here it shows the unlawful eviction is what this is. But we're going to break this down and let you know what this is in legal terms. We looked at ours, studied it. This shows you the address because it's where I live, it's standard. Shows my name, they got that right. Oh, actually, no, they don't have it right. Because my name is spelled with a capital S, not a small s, so they definitely fucked up there. Sorry about the language, but they messed up there. My name is spelled capital D, small E, capital S, not small s, so they definitely messed up there. They could be talking about somebody else because they have the wrong name here. My name is spelled right, but that's not how my name is really supposed to be when it's written. So that could be somebody else. A lawyer could argue that. Because that's not me, because that's not how you write my name correctly. So that could be somebody else. There's people that have the same exact spelling of the name. See, look at here. Look at here. It doesn't tell you what type of eviction it is. All it says not about rent. It says zero balance. It says cost is $4 for some kind of cost. I don't know if I pay that cost or the judge pays it. It says this summons is filed to terminate a tenancy or residency. Tenancy is what it says here. Pursuant to, as far as to the Virginia Residential Law or Landlord Tenant and Tenant Act is what it's supposed to say there. So basically what they're saying is they're going to terminate my residency based on the problems that me and Barbara Poe and Patricia Tyler, that me and Barbara Poe mainly had. Because her case is that I've harassed her because these videos have harassed her, because that's all she cries about and talks about over there all the time. And I did all this stuff and it was just me doing this all by myself. That's her case. But that's not the truth of what really happened. And then there's, it has other reasons there, but they're not checked. It's only one thing they're checked. It just says a lease violation. It doesn't go into saying what you did or anything. Here it has, it's just standard, BS. It has, it's got some kind of stamp here. Sheila Daniels, it's got some kind of stamp here they stamped on here. It says 331 or 321 2021. I don't know what that means. It says case disposition. There's nothing there checked, so that doesn't apply to you unless it was checked. That's what they. But all those fields are clean. There's nothing there. Okay, no cost because I owe rent money. No, it's not about rent. They're not behind on rent or anything. This rent's paid in full. It's all up to date. Has a lawyer's number on here, Linda Price's number, who represents Harbor Square. Just show all that information right here. I don't really care. Has my name, which it got spelt wrong, like I pointed out a little bit ago. There could be somebody else's name, because somebody can have the same name, even though it could be a different person, because it's not how you spell my name. I screwed up there. All right, here's a check here. All right. It says to dispute this case, that's checked, you must appear on the return, like your mail package date, for the judge to set another date for trial. Now that's checked, but it says to dispute this case, you must appear on the return date. That means the date that's indicated up above, for the judge to set another date for trial. So I guess they're going to have a trial with this, because that's checked. It says if you fail to appear and a default judgment is returned, put against you, a right of possession may be issued, which means they can take possession of your apartment. So you have to go to this case. So they can't really throw you out, even when you go to this yet. It says immediately for the possession of the premises. So even though you go to court on that date, it doesn't mean you lose your place, because you can still stay in there even after that. It says the bill of procedures here. All right. See, it says, so to say there's going to be another date for actually the trial, that has been X. So they're going to try to take you to some kind of trial. Really? Barbara done all this stuff to me, and they're going to take me to a trial? What's it going to be, a trial because she's the one that's going to be on trial? All right. Anyway, let me see here. All right. So we got Jones. See, that's her right here. Godwin Jones. All right. A.N. Price, P.C. Means professional practices of law. Your location is 20 South Ambom Avenue in Richmond, Virginia, located 23221. And it's got our phone number there, 804-353-5163. And then it's got the claim number there for their file system. Yeah, they have keep everything, all the records down and everything. That's how they do it. But all I know is that all the stuff I didn't do, and I've been set up, bullied by 3 people, have been harassed, and of course all the stuff Magically Delicious is being turned around on me, even though I've been saying this all along. And Barbara's been saying this recently since last year. But all before this time, she hadn't said anything about that till now. So, but the new developments, that's what's going on here, according to Intel. It's just, that's the new sensation right now. You're the harasser. You did all this stuff. Barbara didn't do anything. It's all one side, and I just done everything. It's basically what she's saying. I threatened her. I slandered her name. I've done all kinds of things. I just trashed her on YouTube. I can hear it now. But of course, that's not even true, because I didn't slander her. I was just telling the truth about all the things of what she's done, all the things she's done to me. That's why the video's there. And they were talking about going to trial. So there's another date here, so I'll still be here. Because it just says there's a check there to be discussed to go to another trial if there's another date to determine. So, this is like the first step in the eviction trial, in the eviction process. It's not really a trial, like a murder trial. Now, let me get serious here. Now, usually in eviction process, there usually is a time where you go for a date, and then they issue another date for another month. So you could be here for another month even after this first one. So you'll still be living here in this apartment, even beyond the 23rd. Because you're just going there so a date can be determined for the case to be heard. It's not really a trial like a murder trial. Let's be serious here. Now, it's about so both sides can be heard. And that's usually what happens in an eviction process. So truthfully, that's what's happening here. But I didn't do all this stuff. I've got in trouble for things. I was over at my uncle. I started taking care of him last year. I think I already said this. So I might be repeating myself. But it's really true. I do that when I get upset. So I'll try not to repeat myself, because I am so upset right now. I cannot even stand it. I can't even see straight. Because I didn't do this stuff. And I'm being blamed and being singled out and being thrown out of here. I have a preacher You know, I help a lot of people around here. You know, I love a lot of people. They're nice people around here. They're good people. They're sweet people, you know. There's a lot of nice people here in Harbor Square. It's a nice place to live. It's just some people have made it very hard on me. And it's been like this since I moved here with this lady. You know, it all started on August 6th when they're out there arguing every day. And then on Friday, I came out there on the 10th, 4 days later, to be exact. After I wasn't even finished packing. I hear all this arguing and yelling and cursing, carrying on between two people. And I go out there, and I met Mr. Thomas. He's one of the nicest men you would ever meet. And Barbara's over there laying into him like he's a sack of potatoes. And I said, Barbara, your name's Barbara? She said, yeah. What's it to you? That's how she said it to me. I said, will you please stop arguing with this guy and go in your apartment and let him be? He's an older man. He's not in good health. Why are you arguing with him? And I said, I was joking. I said, I'm being funny. But, you know, you're not married. You're not married, but she acts like she's married to you, you know. So, you know, I just basically said, I just basically said, why are you arguing with him? And she said, well, it's none of your fucking business. You're not the landlord. Why don't you leave me the fuck alone? I said, excuse me? I said, you're the one that's out here arguing with this man every day this week. And I hear you arguing like cats and dogs for 2 hours every day. I'm tired of hearing it. Why is there somebody here that don't stop this? Why are you out here doing this? This isn't normal. So I'm like thinking in my head, this girl's going to be giving me trouble. Because this is how it all started. And then everything sort of escalated from that point on to where we are today. And yet I'm the one getting the eviction. And yet I'm the one that's the bad person, the sexual predator. And that I'm the one that threatened her life when yet she manufactured that by lying and mentioning the words and turning it around. Only thing I said is that her bags are going to be packed in the end when we go to court. And that's the only bags that are going to be going out here is exactly what I truly said. And she turned around and said, oh, did you hear him say that I'm going to be put in a body bag? I got witnesses. That's what she did. Laughed before the cops got here. Trisha's like, oh, I'll back you up. I'll back you up. And of course, which means they'll lie. Because they all constantly lie on each other. That's what they've been doing all along since they moved in here. Her and Danny. And she's still here. So they all lie. They all are in a clique. They all said they all want me out of here over and over again. All the time. I'm getting in trouble for things. I'm coming back from my uncle one night. He told me that tonight when we were walking back last summer to the apartment. That's a picture of my rug. Yeah, I know it's dirty. I got to clean it. A little bit. But this camera tells all. But I'm coming back to my apartment. And I'm just coming back. And the cops come over to me and ask me where I've been. I mean, this happened a lot of times. 4, 5, 6 times last summer. And I wasn't even here. And then she's like banging on my door, telling that she wishes in July 17th, she's up banging on my door, telling me she wishes that I would get ran over by a car in traffic. She said it twice and threatened me. I told the cops that. She said it twice. I didn't threaten her, but that's what she told me. She said, I know you're in my effing computer. I know you're up in there. You better get the F out of it. I'm going to get you locked up. You're going to go to jail. And she said that many times. She's been saying that for the last 2 or 3 years. I mean, this is stuff I've been dealing with. And she's lying about all these things about hacking the Wi-Fi, hacking in computers. Saying I'm knocking on windows. I mean, both Barbara and Tricia are doing this stuff. I mean, they lied about all that stuff. Then they're in the meanwhile telling me I'm a sex predator. And they're yelling that in the breezeways. And then she's over here chasing me around, last summer, yelling in my ear, trying to get me to hit her so she'd get me locked up. And then she did that the summer before. 2 times. Same thing. And I told the landlord about this stuff, each incident. There were different landlords there, but they didn't do nothing about it. Nothing. And then she's out there saying I'm always messing with the door and everything, just like she was saying yesterday on the 11th of April this year. She said that all through the years, and I never messed with her door. She'd always said, I've seen her opening and shutting her door a lot, slamming and shutting it and opening it a lot, and then she'd yell out in the hallway for no reason, and I've watched her one night do it. It's just so crazy. She'd go out there and yell at the top of her lungs, and nobody was out there messing with the door. It was her that was messing with it all along, her own door. That's how desperate she is about getting me in trouble. And then she was wearing a wig to disguise herself, so I would say something to her to get me kicked out of here. And she's not wearing the wig now, but she wore it, and she was wearing it last year. And she wore it several times all through the year last year and the year before, trying to get me to say something to her. Because at first I didn't know it was Barbara. Because she was trying to make herself look different to get me in trouble. And she did. I got a violation. Just like Patricia. I was outside with my uncle on the 23rd of June. Just out there minding my own business, me and my uncle talking. Patricia comes out there, interrupts me and my uncle in the middle of a conversation. Didn't say excuse me or nothing. It's kind of what she does all the time. It's like what I do, doesn't matter. But she goes and interrupts and starts talking to my uncle. Very rude. We were in the middle of a conversation. We didn't stop talking. She just goes and interrupts and takes over. And she goes, "Hi, how you doing?" And asks him how he's doing and everything. And I was sitting there being quiet the whole time. I was sitting in the grass. She walked by on her walker. And she was able to get around there and talk with him for a good 5 or 10 minutes. And she moseyed on back to her apartment. You know what she told the landlord the very next day? She told her a bunch of lies. She said, A, that I was in her way and she couldn't get around me on her walker when I was in the grass. And she doesn't go through the grass with her walker ever. So I don't know how she couldn't get around me. I think what the truth was is that she didn't like me being around her because I'm a bad person because she gets disturbed when I come around her like a little kid. Because she don't like me being around her. And the same is true with Barbara. She don't like me being across the hallway because she's disturbed, because she's bothered, because she don't like me because I'm across the hallway from her. That's why all the stuff is, I think, escalated. It's like every time they all talk to me, they're always wanting to fight. They're always wanting to pick a fight. They're always wanting to argue. They're always starting it and always provoking it every time. Every single time ever since I moved in here, it's been just like that. They don't ever say hi or want to talk intelligibly. They just want to start a conversation by arguing. And always stirring up things. And then when you say something back to them, they want to call the police on you. And then get the landlord involved, tell them stuff, not tell them the truth what they did because they instigated it. And then you get a violation because you're just speaking your mind, telling the truth about how you feel. And they don't like it. But yet they're allowed to pick on you and harass you and get away with it every time. And provoke it every time. It's hilarious. But that's what this lady's done to me. That was my glass there. But that's just what I've been dealing with. And then the newest thing is me hacking into computers this year. She saw the computers in my apartment. She opened up my door, looked in, saw them at the end of the June. And then she started saying, since July on, saying I was hacking. I'm a computer tech and hacking everybody's Wi-Fi's. I wasn't hacking into anything. And then she's saying I'm hacking in her personal computer too. She had the police out here 13 different times. She's out here cussing all hours of the night and days, yelling at me, out there knocking on the door, punching on it. She's done it like 4 different times all throughout the 7 years I've been here for various different things, and I wasn't even doing those things she was saying I was doing. So, this is what I've had to deal with. But yet she's okay, and she didn't do anything, and yet I'm the one that made her move because I'm such a bad guy, but yet she did all that stuff to me, right? 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 Really? Really? Okay, let's think this over again. Anyway, what can I say? That's the real truth about what happened here. But yet I'm the one getting evicted, right? And she's still living here. She's moving into another apartment somewhere in this property. She's not getting kicked out. She's getting rewarded. It's a joke. It's crazy. I'll let you all decide. This is Michael DeSilva's Peace. Take care.